It's budget day in Ontario, and all eyes are on what it means for families, businesses, and communities right here in Ottawa. Joining us now is Ontario's Finance Minister, Peter Bethlenfalvy, to break down the priorities behind this year's budget and what's in it for the nation's capital or not. Thanks for joining us, Minister.
Always a pleasure.
Let's begin with transit. Your budget contains a lot of funding for transit in the GTA, but doesn't mention your promise to upload Ottawa's LRT. Why not?
Well, I know that there's a lot of work being done by the Ministry of Transportation along with the City of Ottawa on the due diligence, so those conversations continue. But, you know, we're building transit not just in Ottawa and uploading and building highways and exchanges in Ottawa, but right across the province, some 30 billion plus in highways, another 70 billion or so in transit. So we're investing, and you know, when you do that, you put a lot of people to work. And amid the global uncertainty right now is the time to continue to lean in heavily into infrastructure. Our infrastructure fund is $210 billion over the next 10 years. So we're leaning in Ottawa and right across the province.
OC Transpo's deficit is getting worse. What do you say to transit riders here in the capital who feel they are less important than those in Toronto?
No, they're no less important than any region in Ontario. And in fact, we're supporting, as I said, right across the province, including Ottawa. We've been there with the Ottawa deal. We continue to work on measures to continue moving forward on that deal. And so we've been working very closely with the mayor and the team in Ottawa, and we'll continue to do so. But I want to point out that the other thing about investing in infrastructure, boosting the economy in the globally uncertain times, you know, cutting small business taxes, providing the HST rebate, continuing to focus on affordability, putting more money back in people's pockets is definitely what this budget's about.
Overall spending on post-secondary is shrinking this year. Why did you make that decision when colleges like Algonquin has already been cutting programs by the dozens?
No, we didn't make the decision to cut the funding. The federal government gave fewer student permits. So colleges and universities have had to adjust. And to help them with that adjustment, we announced $6.4 billion incremental investment to help Algonquin and other colleges and universities so they can have the sustainability, the reliability, predictability of those funds over the next 4 years so they can continue to provide world-class education. The adjustments have to be made. That's the reality of adjusting to fewer international student permits.
There's been a lot of challenges here in Ottawa: school board deficits, nursing cuts, college cuts. What can you tell people here in Ottawa that these core services will get better?
Well, first off, you know, the investments that we're making in healthcare are continuing, and through the leadership of not just our hospital sector, but the extraordinary work of our healthcare workers, frontline workers who day in, day out protect us and keep us safe, will continue, and we're there to support them. At the same time, in the budget, we increased the funding by over 10% for our health sector. So we're there with the money. It's got to be spent efficiently, and, you know, hospitals and the healthcare system are making sure, we're going to make sure that the money flows to the frontline workers and for the benefit of the patients, not just for administration. We got to get the money where it is best used.
Thank you for making time and speaking with us today. Ontario's Finance Minister, Peter Bethlenfalvy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.